Yo guys, now welcome back towards this new stream here on the channel, and on today's stream I will be talking about Bitcoin, and we'll be talking about this current breakout of course we got yesterday on the market, and right now of course last night Bitcoin shoot up like crazy, and this is of course really confirming the thoughts that we were having of this range. I told you, I clearly warned you guys about it, and of course on the lower side people were of course panicking extremely hard and saying Bitcoin was going down to 22k, and I said to everyone out there the whole period in this market, as long as Bitcoin is not breaking the support, we are not going to look for lower targets, and as long as Bitcoin is not breaking the top side of resistance, we are not going to look bullish for higher targets. So what did we do? We broke bullish, and right away we saw that massive spike towards the upside. What is of course absolutely amazing to see. And of course initially already we saw that downtrend getting broken over here, and this was of course that initial thought that we had that the market was probably going to see higher upside. So this is of course looking very good for Bitcoin right now, and I want to go a little bit more in depth in this update live stream about what we're seeing right now on the price section on every single time frame of course, and as well I will be going over some very interesting longer term time frame charts. I will be going over that we are currently been sitting in the fourth longest downtrend ever in history seeing on Bitcoin, and of course more on on-chain data to be seen on today's update video. So make sure to stick till the end of the stream, and of course slap up that like button if you do enjoy these daily updates. So to begin and kick everything off here, let me start off with going in towards the 1 hour time frame. So if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see Bitcoin has been trading in a sideways action period. You can clearly see this has been the range we've been trading in, and I told everyone clearly, as long as we're not breaking this range, we are not going to look for a clear direction. But after yesterday, and of course I made also a very clear update about this in my Telegram group here, we were seeing and we were spotting this basically previous resistance flipping really into support, right? So you can see on the left side, this was a major rejection zone here. We've got rejected twice very hard, and then after that, yesterday we saw that level, very strong resistance, going to be retested as support. And after that successful retest, that previous resistance flipping into support, we right away saw of course a bullish reaction on this market, and of course the market moved up. And of course if you were following me on my Telegram signal group, you were seeing that I was talking about this critical retest, and also on Twitter I thought I tweeted about it, this critical retest that we were having on the market, and right away after we saw a stealth reaction towards that upside region for Bitcoin. So yeah, there was actually a pretty nice move that we did make over there on the market. Right now, if I'm going to zoom in further towards the 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see momentum is pretty interesting to look at right now here on that RSI, right, on the 1 hour time frame. However, right now we are forming a clear higher low in the market and a lower low on the RSI. So this, of course, historically speaking, typical hidden bullish divergence. That is of course could be a strong catalyst in the market to push the markets even further, and also you could be of course approach this market right now as somewhat of a bull flag. Of course it really depends if Bitcoin does decide to be breaking this top side of resistance. I personally think, then we could be, of course, likely to go for another leg up here. But however, we have been pretty overextended. We could be creating massive bearish divergence if we're not going to create another significant rally towards the upside. So yeah, take it very cautiously right now. I wouldn't be trading right here. I wouldn't be taking a long position on the 31.5k because I think it's too risky. Of course, there could be levels that we can start to be looking at as support, and that could be potentially that 31.2k, right? Bitcoin can fall a little bit more towards the downside before moving further up here. So this bull flag scenario is not going to be my main scenario, but I'm definitely going to take it in consideration to see how the market could be reacting from that level here. So pretty interesting. And going in towards the 4 hourly time frame, we can see Bitcoin also create a pretty massive momentum spike here on the RSI. We were going pretty overbought, and right now usually once you do go overbought, Bitcoin tends to be coming down a little bit more further. But of course it was only likely that Bitcoin was of course seeing such kind of a stealth reaction towards the upside after being so oversold for such a long period of time, and after Bitcoin of course also went sideways for such a long period of time with low volume in the market. It's very good to see this bounce getting created here, guys, because the reason why we were having low volume in the market here is that what all the people that were actually willing to sell were not willing to sell below 30k. So these people are still waiting, so they are not going to generate any volume. And also the people that are actually willing to be buying were saying Bitcoin is going to go to 20k or 8k, so they're not buying and not creating any buy volume. So that is why the volume has been very low in this region. And since we right now created that move towards the upside. We're creating momentum again. We're creating positive sentiment in the market, and that could be allowing those people that were actually waiting for Bitcoin to fall down to 20k to buy it over there. They are probably going to be the ones that are once again going to FOMO eventually in towards the market. I don't really say that this is a FOMO pump here. I definitely want to be seeing a little bit more of a more heftier pump towards the upside before you can really expect to see those people that were calling for those lower targets to really step in. And of course, Bitcoin can also first of all come down again here, and this will be of course one of my perfect case scenarios. Bitcoin is going to fall down towards 30.5k, previous resistance. That's going to be a very strong support, and that is going to be probably flip into a support zone, and probably going to be generating a massive bounce here. So if Bitcoin does anything like this here, it comes back towards a very strong resistance zone here where we got rejected from, guys. And you have to know this, for an approximately 21 days in a row, this level got us rejected, and if we're going to right now retest it, it's going to be a very strong level of support, and we will be probably see it as a very good buy zone, and of course also as a potential very good long region for Bitcoin if we are going to go for that retest. So yeah, I would be loving it to see a retest for Bitcoin over there to allow us to take a very good trade. Then at the same time, on the 12-hour time frame, we can see that Bitcoin on the Ichimoku clouds is right now trading against this red resistance cloud here. We want to be seeing a break above it here. Historically speaking, of course, usually we tend to get rejected in these massive downtrends, but always, if we do break above them, we tend to see, of course, a little bit of a trend change here, just like here last time around in July, just like here last time around in October as well. So it's going to be very important. Bitcoin is going to be breaking above this cloud. If it can break above this cloud on a 12-hour time frame, it can start to be looking a little bit more stronger for Bitcoin, and Bitcoin could start to create that bullish momentum once again back in the market. Also important to take notice right now here is that the 12-hour time frame has not broke clearly enough for me then above this previous high on the market. So I need to see this next 12-hour time frame really flipping into the green and really continuing its way a little bit towards the upside to really give us these feelings and the thoughts that we are officially breaking out as well on the previous high on the 12-hour time frame. That's going to be definitely very important for me to see this over here from this point. Further on, I'm also going to look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame, of course, broke out of this, falling wedge pattern here. This has already reached its price target, but more importantly, guys, I've been talking about the daily time frame. I've been talking about this critical resistance range here. I've been talking several times about it, and I personally think that this is the target that we are currently going to be aiming for. First of all, if we go to the monthly time frame, I've been talking about how I personally think that the monthly level of support, that's a weekly time frame, excuse me. I've been talking about the monthly level of support, that this is of course going to be a very likely level for Bitcoin to be bouncing from, and like you can see over here, it bounced clearly from this range. And also, if we're going to look back at history, we do know that in the summer low, Bitcoin also bounced from this range, and in January 2021 here, we also bounced from this level. So I've been already talking about this range, and that this was of course a very good trading setup, and I saw some people saying, why are you saying you're bullish now on Bitcoin, but you weren't before? I've already, if you were a follower of the channel, I've been clearly saying I was looking for, of course, a bounce from the monthly level of support, and I was targeting the 35k here to take this, of course, as a minor trading opportunity. This is, of course, a pretty low risk to high reward setup, and like you can see right now here, this setup is playing out perfectly for the market, and so far, if you did took this trade, you're making a very good amount of profit already, and of course, in this case, I would already set my stop loss to entry. So yeah, this is of course definitely a very exciting trade that we're currently taking on this market. And this is going to be an approximately 21% trade towards the upside. I'm currently taking it on Prime XBT. And it's doing pretty well, the trade already. And let me get you also this trade in towards the screen here, because I have not loaded up the platform yet here. So let me see. So yeah, guys, like you can see over here, I'm currently in a $6,000 profit approximately, and it's going to be a pretty exciting one here, and hopefully, we could be even make more profits with it. I set my take profit here on 35k. So once we reach 35k, I will take complete profits, and from that point, I will be looking further on what I will be doing with my next trades here. And of course, if you're interested in trading, make sure to check out the link in the description here, because in the link in the description, we've got all kind of cool bonuses. Also on Bybit, we currently got a 0% maker fee bonus for the coming 30 days if you do sign up with this link here. And of course, on Prime XBT and Femix, we also got very nice deposit bonuses out there. But more importantly, guys, let me talk about the daily time frame. And this other thing I've been talking about for several while here. I've been saying already to you guys out there in, I've been already warning you guys about it several times before. This the structure Bitcoin has been creating on the market, right? And it's probably going to look once again also obvious in hindsight. And let me once again address what I'm currently talking about. Bitcoin, of course, created a bearish divergence here all the way down in basically the previous all-time high here. It also created the bearish divergence on the last all-time high basically that we created here. The last all-time high was also a bearish divergence from overbought territorium. That is why we also had that steep increase your... Oh, your mic volume is a little bit low. Guys, this is better right now here. Excuse me for my mic volume being a little bit low here. I literally just came home, so I was not able to really check it up, and I thought it was already all right. But more importantly, let me go further in towards the content. What we can see is that Bitcoin always reacts very heavily from these bullish and bearish divergence. And usually on the time once it is happening, people don't really like to be feeling to look at it because they're very attached in the emotions in the market, right? So in July, I called this in the summer low. I also called this that we were looking at the bullish divergence and that Bitcoin was not all too bad of a buy over there. But still, people are extremely toxic at that point here because they don't want to be hearing you talk about Bitcoin being bullish if the price action comes down, right? Right now, in this case as well, we can see once again, Bitcoin is creating a massive bullish divergence from an oversold territory perspective. And usually once you're forming a bullish divergence from oversold territory, it is going to be having a little bit more of a stealth or reaction. And there are some other developments that I don't like to see here, but I will be talking about it in a second, about this hidden bearish divergence we're currently forming. But yeah, we are forming that larger time frame bullish divergence right now. What is, of course, in hindsight, could be that massive reversal point in the market, basically. Also, first of all, I want to be pointing out here that last time around here in the market, Bitcoin created over here from the previous high to high. We formed, of course, a higher high on the market, and we formed a clear lower high here on the higher high on the RSI, right? Sorry, this is not a good example. Over here, we were forming, of course, that lower high on the market, higher high on the RSI, and that was, of course, in that case, a bearish divergence that was getting formed. That people were really afraid Bitcoin was going to come down from that point, but at the end of the day, we still moved up even further. So right now as well, if we're going to zoom in on the daily time frame, Bitcoin is forming a higher high on the daily RSI, and price actually forming a lower high. This is, of course, a typical hidden bearish divergence. It could be, of course, potentially come down from this region. And that is also a thing to take into consideration right now. The daily divergence, the daily bearish divergence we're also creating right now. But in hindsight, of course, guys, we are once again forming these larger time frame divergence. And yeah, usually these patterns and these signals tends to be giving us a little bit more of a clearer direction on this market. And to really talk about a direction on the market, we can also look at the RSI trend line, right? So if we're looking at the RSI trend line, you can see clearly over here, Bitcoin has been touching this level two times before. And yesterday, after the weekly close, we also touched this level once again. And if you don't know here, this is the 33 RSI weekly index. This is the RSI index on the weekly time frame, and we just hit the 33 on the RSI index once again here. And like you can see, we hit it several times before. We hit it all the way back on January 2019. Basically, the bear market low in the... Yeah, basically the bear market low. Yeah, I can't make it anything more beautiful than that. Also, we hit it in the pandemic crash low here. Once also, people were extremely afraid. And guys, do notice this one very interesting thing that is very similar to these levels. That every single time before we hit at these levels on the RSI low, everyone on social media, everyone on Twitter, everyone on YouTube was screaming for that another 50% correction. Right now, people are screaming for a 20k Bitcoin. Back in January 2019, they were screaming for a 1k Bitcoin, or even below. It was $500 they were screaming for at that point. At the pandemic crash, everyone was screaming for Bitcoin going to zero and being worthless. And what did it happen? Every single time people screamed for these crazy targets on the lower side. It didn't happen. And more importantly, Bitcoin rallied even further towards the upside. And all these people that knew about Bitcoin, knew about the possibilities that it could be doing, but still were screaming for lower targets and still were waiting on the sidelines to accumulate lower targets, all bought the top on Bitcoin. And those are probably also the people that right now are once again screaming for a 20k Bitcoin or for a 10k Bitcoin. What is, in my opinion, a little bit too aggressive. And 10k Bitcoin is not going to happen, in my opinion. Also, I don't really think that Bitcoin is ever actually going to go below its all-time high here. So I don't think that Bitcoin ever is going to go below 20k. But more importantly, yeah, we can see the RSI touching this level. This is a clear buy signal. We can also see that beautiful bounce right now getting created, right? So we can clearly see we are seeing that stealth movement towards the upside getting created after a perfect touch, like you can see, right? Right away, the weekly time frame really reacting from this range. What is, of course, definitely a typical, bullish reaction to see here, and there's also a more beautiful thing to see as well. You can also spot, of course, this downward sloping support line. Downward sloping support line really, showing also a lot of significance. We touched this level already several times before, so this could be also a pretty interesting move Bitcoin is right now doing. Then more importantly, that monthly time frame, guys. If I'm going to zoom in here, in 15 hours from now on, we are going to close this monthly time frame, and maybe we could just look at this falling wedge a little bit more stealth than in this case. If Bitcoin is going to close this falling wedge, like its monthly candle like this here, yeah, we could be looking at a little bit of a more beautiful falling wedge structure, and of course we could be maybe opt for a little bit of a breakout, a little bit sooner than we were expecting actually. So yeah, Bitcoin still, of course, in this middle of this falling wedge pattern here, creating a big wick on this monthly candle close here, and of course a pump in towards the monthly candle close. This is also definitely a thing I love to see here, and this is also definitely a thing that is definitely very good for Bitcoin. So yeah, we are creating a big wick on the lower side on the monthly time frame. Last time around we did that was basically once again the pandemic low here, what was also once again that touch on that RSI over there, you know. So pretty interesting to see everything coming together right now here. But more importantly, guys, we can still see this large time frame pattern here. We are consolidating. Bitcoin is just preparing itself for another massive rally towards the upside, inevitably, because Bitcoin is inevitably going to grow towards the upside, of course. Why? Is because there's a very big scarcity shock here, and of course what we do know, and why I think that people why I do think that we can't really call this a classic bear market or something, and why I don't think we have to wait another 2 or 4 years before Bitcoin is going to be moving again, is due of course to also the outflow of Bitcoin off exchanges, right? We can see clearly the trend is going towards the downside. More and more Bitcoin is getting withdrawal from exchanges, suggesting and signaling we are currently seeing a run on Bitcoin, and this is going to be once again create that scarcity shock here. And once we get that scarcity shock across the market, that is going to be what's going to be driving this market towards the next level. This is going to be the driver for Bitcoin towards new all-time inevitably, right? Because in the last bear market, we were seeing an inflow of Bitcoin, not an outflow of Bitcoin. So what does it mean? In the last time, in the last cycle, in the last bear market, there were more Bitcoins coming in circulation. Of course, they are right now also coming in circulation, but they were getting dropped on exchanges. Well, right now, we're still seeing an accumulation getting enabled on this market, right? And that is very important to take in consideration. And really, that accumulation, you can see that's happening across these wallets that are holding more than one Bitcoin. And this is very good because you don't want to be whales controlling the market. You want to be seeing multiple people controlling the market, right? That's way better. It's better that, let's say, 1 million people are going to control the market than 100 people, right? It's more diversified. So what we can see in this case is that approximately 850k addresses are holding one or more Bitcoins. So that is, of course, definitely very diversified. And what we can also see and what we can spot in that the last bear market, we were seeing that these addresses holding one Bitcoin were declining in the market, and that also caused that massive correction over there. And in the bear market, they were accumulating, and that was why we once again saw that rally towards the upside, right? So right now, again, we are seeing the same here. We saw that decreasement here in the summer low here. These people that really were losing their faith in the market, and right now we can see massive accumulation. So maybe this all-time high, right? We were not really supposed to get it at 69k. It was looking not that strong actually, but right now we're seeing massive accumulation in the market. This is of course a very strong suggestion that there is still a lot of accumulation going on here, and it doesn't look like we're stopping anyway anytime soon here, because yeah, you can also read it of the accumulation trend score. Let me get it in towards the screen here. This is the accumulation trend score, and you can see clearly right now we are seeing high amounts of accumulation trend score getting enabled, really suggesting there's a high frequent amount of accumulation, and that is of course also suggesting empowering the Bitcoin market towards the upside. Also looking furthermore in towards the supply active 1+ year ago. Of course, I do know that this is not going to change Bitcoin overnight, but this chart is clearly telling us where the direction of the holders are going towards. The people that bought Bitcoin last year are now willing to sell, and you can clearly see why we are having this increasement is very simple. Why are we sitting so high in terms of the 1+ year active supply? Why are we sitting so high in the 1+ year supply lost active? is very simple, because the people that actually bought Bitcoin in this rally towards the upside, the people that bought Bitcoin in the summer low, those are the people that are currently not selling. And that is why the supply lost active 1+ year ago is increasing massively right now. And that is, of course, also, once again, showing strength and showing that we are closer to a market bottom than everyone think here. And of course, I think that the market bottom is already in. I don't think that Bitcoin is ever going to go below 25K here. And that's my expectation. But you can clearly see in the last cycles, every single big bull market got started. And also here in March, also here after the March 2020 pandemic crash here, you can see after that happened, we saw that massive spike here in that people that were not actually willing to sell their Bitcoins anymore. And that is what cascaded that massive effect towards the upside. Because if basically no one is going to sell their Bitcoin, there's always are going to be buyers, the price inevitably goes up here. So that is why Bitcoin trends up with time here, because there are less and less people that are willing to sell their Bitcoins against a cheap price. And that is why we always inevitably move up here. And then also, Bitcoin dominance really moving up towards the upside as well here. I think that's a very good thing to see here. Why? Is because I do think there's a lot of carnage around there, a lot of shitty altcoins. But so far, we are seeing that increasement for the Bitcoin dominance. Of course, we are currently targeting the 52% here. But more importantly, we are currently also trading against resistance. So to get a rejection from here on and to see the altcoins maybe spiking a little bit here in the coming days could be possible. I'm not going to be putting all my bets on it. I'm still not extremely big into altcoins right now here, but there is of course a possibility that Bitcoin is of course going to be take a little bit of a hit on the Bitcoin dominance. But more importantly, if Bitcoin is going to, let's say, see another correction towards the downside, then of course this scenario is going to play out where we're going to see another move towards the downside, towards our support target, and then move up. I personally think that once again altcoins are going to take the biggest hit right here. And also, a reason why Ethereum has been a little bit underperforming. It is very simple why we can say that, because if I go to Ethereum and if I go to do some analysis, first of all, look at this is the Ethereum balance on exchanges, right? It's absolutely decreasing so massively from high to low. It has been down 50% approximately in terms of how much Ethereum are currently on exchanges. So that is pretty insane to see here. But why is the Ethereum price actually taking a little bit more of a bigger hit? And let me quickly search it up why that is happening, because I do have a very good reason for that. I think it's I'm quickly searching it up here why where I can find that. But it is due to the Ethereum block time coming up massively. You can also see the mining difficulties coming higher and higher. Why is that happening? Is because they're planning to Ethereum is planning to roll out a difficulty bomb. Why a difficulty bomb, and what does it mean? Ethereum of course currently has two chains, the beacon chain and of course the previous the Ethereum chain. The beacon chain is basically the proof of work chain, and Ethereum for the merge for the Ethereum 2.0 we need to merge, and the merge is basically going to be Ethereum going fully over to proof of stake. So what are they going to do? They're going to go to the alt chain. They're going to drop a difficulty bomb. So it's going to be very hard to mine Ethereum. That is why, of course, everyone is going to go over towards the beacon chain, and that's basically what they're going to do. But there are definitely some issues with it right now. Here, there are many difficulties that Ethereum currently is facing, and I'm not so sure how it is going to work out. And of course, there is a possibility that proof of work could be failing. And I heard a very interesting podcast about it. And for us to really call that Ethereum is going to succeed, we have to wait another 5 years to see how it is actually going here. So they're saying that the proof of work chain, the merge for Ethereum, is going to come out somewhere around June on June 8th. They're going to do it on the testnet, and then in August they're going to do it on the beacon chain. So that's going to be pretty interesting what is going to be going down over there. But still, I am searching up where I can find these interesting charts, right? So yeah, I mean, block time. I don't know exactly where I can find this. I will search it up for the next stream, guys. But Ethereum got a lot of difficulties right now with performing some updates. But more importantly, guys, also want to be pointing this out here from Matthew. He said Bitcoin is currently in its 4th longest downtrend in history, and this is pretty crazy. We've been seeing in 2014 a 404-day downtrend. We've been seeing in 2018 approximately 364-day downtrend. We've been seeing in 2019 an approximately 261-day downtrend. And Bitcoin just had the 4th largest downtrend in history, guys. Congratulations for everyone. The 330 people that are currently still watching, you survived the 4th longest downtrend in Bitcoin. And could it take a little bit longer? Yes. Could Bitcoin come down even further? And yeah, be still on a downtrend? Yes, it could happening. That could be happening. But guys, do know that the chance for Bitcoin to go much longer than we have already been in this downtrend is very small. Bitcoin, the worst is behind us right now. And of course, yeah, there could be some definitely some difficulties where we're going to walk against. But the most difficult period in the market is already behind us. And that is, of course, a very good thing. And this downtrend, guys, for some people, they think it is not going to last forever. Just like every single previous downtrend, downtrends don't necessarily last forever. They take time, yes, and it is very good to have these downtrends because you can see the interest is really disappearing in the market. And actually, while you maybe think that's terrible, right? The interest is going away. Also for me, I see we're only having 350 views. I mean, I still love it. I still love making the show for you guys out there. But guys, remember back in February 2021, we were having approximately 5,000 viewers. Why? Is because the interest is so much higher at that point here. People are actually willing to FOMO in towards the market, and people get very excited by green candles. And people don't get it because the big money that we make in the market is from buying into downtrends, from buying into periods where the majority of the people don't like to be buying. So take this. Of course, it's bad that it is happening right now, but take this as an advantage. Make sure that you are actually benefiting from it and that you're not going to be just like, I don't know if you're already been here since 2021. Sorry, 2017, what I'm saying. But I don't know if you've been through the previous bear market. It has been extremely bearish, sort of boring. I've been also losing my attention a little bit in some periods of the bear market, but this is not the time to be losing your attention. And this is, of course, exactly what the market makers want you to feel like. Also, whale accumulation, this chart from Ki Jong-yu, it's pretty interesting. Whale accumulation is here. You can see massive spikes in terms of the derivative exchange flow 30-day moving average. You can see clearly once there's accumulation and distribution going on in the market. And right now we have been once again clearly been in this accumulation phase in the market. And I've been talking about it as well on my Glassnode chart, right? If we're going to look at addresses holding more than 10K Bitcoin, it is very simple. And if my chart is going to load up, guys, I would absolutely love it. Let me refresh this chart. Hopefully it's going to be loading up right here. And if it's not loading up, I will be checking it down in a second from now on. But guys, we have been seeing there is a huge amount of accumulation going on, and I can't currently find it. So I will be just go towards my Twitter profile. And if you're not following me on Twitter yet here, make sure to do so because it's definitely worth it. And if I just go down here, I will be talking about that Elon Musk chart as well in a second. You can see there is just a massive amount of whales buying in this market, right? So I've been warning you guys for it. And of course, on Twitter, I've been posting almost every single time I do see a development across this chart. I'm posting something about it because if you're in fact selling right now, you are in fact selling towards the whales. And I don't like you guys to lose money. I don't like you guys to lose money because if you sell right now, this is absolutely one of the most worst periods to be selling. And of course, is this the time to buy? I mean, that is up to you if you want to be buying. It's up to you. I'm not going to give you any financial advice. But personally, what I've been doing is dollar cost averaging. I don't care. I don't care if I bought for 40K Bitcoin. I don't care if I bought a 30K Bitcoin. I don't care if I buy 25K Bitcoin. I am dollar cost averaging. Every single week, I buy more Bitcoin. And it has been the proven strategy. And I've been listening to people back in 2018. They were doing a weekly show on Spotify podcast, and every single week they bought Bitcoin for 50 euros. I mean, you can do how much money you ever want to be doing it with, right? You can do it with 50 euros, you could do it with 100 euros or dollars, or you could do it with $10, you know? If you buy every single week, you're going to buy a very good average price here. Even though it's on a high of a run up, or even though it's on a low of a movement down here, you're going to always buy a very good average price. So definitely what I think the strategy to go with is going to be that dollar cost averaging. I guarantee you, because why? Bitcoin trends up with time, so dollar cost averaging is a good strategy. So as well, Bitcoin, on this number of addresses, this number addresses holding more than 10k Bitcoin massively spiking. This is not the time to lose your focus, like I was telling you. You can clearly see it over here. We are seeing a massive increasement of wheels. Wheels have been distributing along the way down here, and right now we've been clearly seeing an accumulation getting spiked again here across these wheels, right? So do whatever you want here, but don't sell to the wheels, because if you're selling right now, you are in fact selling to wheels. Also, this is the chart I already discussed. Fear still on 16. Fear still very high here. Why are we still having high fear in the market? Yeah, we've got the stablecoin FUD out there in the market. Yeah, the USDT still not at its spec. I don't know for sure. Let me quickly check up on that in a moment from now on. But still extreme fear in the market, and Bitcoin trades above the 31.5k. So pretty decent if you would ask me. Of course, historically speaking, if you're accumulating Bitcoin and you're buying Bitcoin into stages of fear in the market, it has been a little bit more of a better buy. You can just clearly see it. March pandemic low, everyone was afraid. That was, of course, in the end of the day, the bottom, and we moved up. As well over here, summer low, everyone was afraid. And, of course, inevitably, we moved up again. September, October correction. Extreme big fear in the market. Everyone thought we formed that lower high, we were going to come down even further. We moved up and formed a new all-time high. Then, of course, once again over here, we've been forming extreme fear. We moved up again here. Once again over here, we've been sitting in extreme fear below 30k. And what are we doing? We're already starting to be moving up again. So, in the end of the day, it is going to be inevitable that Bitcoin is going to be bouncing back towards the upside. And I don't want you guys to lose your focus right now in this market. Also, yeah, just looking so clearly at these returns here, you can clearly see Bitcoin having an approximately 28% downside on the last 90 days here, while Ethereum is only having 33% here. So once again, also a pretty interesting thing here to see is that BNB is once again holding up the best here, and I've been talking about BNB very positively for a very long time already on the channel. BNB is also one of these coins that made me pretty rich here, because I bought BNB all the way back below $12, below $10, and I still think that BNB is a very, very good asset to be accumulating. Of course, no financial advice, but I personally think that companies with high cash flows and cryptocurrencies with a lot of developers on the team are going to be, in the end of the day, going to succeed, and that is why I do think BNB is going to be a very good additional crypto here on the market that I think you at least should hold in your portfolio. And also just look at the company Binance, how quickly it's growing. They have so much money to deploy in the market, and that is why I personally think that BNB is going to be a very good buy for the long term as well. So BNB, definitely exciting coin to see, and also holding up very well in the market right now. So, guys, how is Solana, the Ethereum killer, doing? Let me check up on Solana. Solana is not performing very well here, especially compared to Ethereum. Is losing a lot of valuation today, 5% losing against Ethereum. I've been talking about Solana. I've been also talking to some Solana developers last week. I was in Monaco, and I told them as well that I'm not a fan of the project. Also, it's pretty interesting to think Solana also got a marketing team behind it. Does Ethereum has a marketing team? No, they don't. Does Bitcoin has a marketing team? No, they don't. Because Bitcoin is attractive already enough to a lot of people, right? So Solana, I am not a very big fan of it. I don't really think it's an Ethereum killer. I mean, you guys probably already know the drill, what I think about Solana. Yeah, can you make a lot of money with it? Yes, you can probably do so. Also, a thing, if I'm going to go to Bybit here, because Bybit was also the first, Bybit was the first exchange that was listing Luna 2.0 right here, if you don't know already. So there were Luna 2.0, a lot of controversy about it. I think that Luna 2.0, guys, let me give my exact thoughts about it. I think you can definitely make some money with it right now. I think there's a lot of possibilities to make a big amount of money with Luna 2.0 right now. But I only think you can do it for the coming 25 days approximately. Because if you don't know already, if we go to CoinMarketCap, we go to Luna 2.0 here, we do know that approximately 21% of the total supply is currently in circulation. And the other 79%, that is still going to come out in the coming 2 years. Because, yeah, Luna 2.0 had approximately a high amount of vesting. So in the coming 2 years, the other 79% of the total supply is going to come in circulation. And that's basically going to be inflate the price. It's going to inflate the price because there's going to be more tokens in circulation. That is going to be basically drop down the market cap. Yeah, pretty interesting to see here. I personally think that if you want to be making money with Luna, you have to do it in the coming 20 days, because after 20 days, I think it's going to go in an inevitable downward spiral, because of course all those people that are going to get their vestings unlocked here are going to get, of course, a lot of their tokens free here. And also what is pretty terrible is that some exchanges are not supporting the airdrop, and if you were holding Luna on Bybit, you were getting the airdrop. So guys, if you got screwed over with Luna, and I think that Switzerland screwed over their customers, they are not supporting the airdrop. I don't know what Binance is exactly doing, but I was holding a little bit of my Luna 1.0 on Bybit, and Bybit of course did clearly airdrop it. So I mean, if you want to be trading on an exchange, I would definitely suggest to do it with Bybit, because yeah, first of all, you can see the exchange is transparent. Second of all, they're supporting all the airdrops. Third of all, I never got hacked, and you will be probably never get hacked on this exchange. Very safe exchange, and of course high liquidity and a lot of altcoins. So if you're interested on accumulating cryptos or doing whatever, make sure to do it on Bybit. You can find the link in the description right now here. Definitely one of my favorite exchanges. But more importantly, I still think that Luna 2.0 has some more upside potential. I am not a bull on the project. I think Luna 2.0 is an absolutely terrible hold, and especially for the long term. But right now, it may be the coming, let's say the coming 10 days, I still think it could maybe potentially go to $30 again here and do a very, very good jump here, because if we're really also going to compare it, currently only has 1.8 billion market cap, and it can easily grow towards 10 billion. And if it is going to go to 10 billion, Terra Luna is already going to trade around $60, right? So compared to that, I think, yeah, there is still a lot of upside potential, but as soon as we are going to see the supply getting as soon as we're going to see that inflation in the supply due to the vesting getting unlocked here, I personally think we're going to see more downside, and Luna is eventually going to fall down towards very low levels, probably below $5. So make sure that if you want to be making money with it, you also take very quick profits again. No financial advice, do your own research. But yeah, these are basically my thoughts on Luna 2.0. And of course, if you're interested in buying them, check out Bybit, because yeah, Bybit was the first one to list them first of all, so you would have been able to buy it on 50 cents. And besides that, yeah, Bybit has got that high liquidity, and you can see also the volume is still particularly high across this project. So also, yeah, we can see this rate is still doing all right. 7K profit, not the best profit, but we're still waiting, of course, for that movement towards the upside, because yeah, we'll be closing this trade once Bitcoin, that's clearly going to be reaching that 35K target. And of course, if we reach my price target, I will be making a profit of somewhere around the 20,000 US dollars. So I hope to make this profit stick, and it's going to be definitely a very, very exciting trade if we could take it. So yeah, what do we more have to talk about Bitcoin? So guys, let me know if you have any questions in the chat here. We're still looking at the 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin and a potential bull flag, and this could be, of course, also potentially breakout in the coming hours ahead of ourselves. After the Luna crash, I guess it's a no-brainer to invest in Luna 2.0. Only stupid people will trade. I mean, I don't think it's a good investment. Also, guys, do reckon Luna 2.0 is currently made a word out that they're currently working on a new stablecoin. And I don't really think that I don't really think it's fair to support Luna 2.0 here, considering how much they screwed over from their customers, considering also how Altcoin screwed up their customers, and also how he is in problem with the custody. But more importantly, like, people lost billions of dollars in this project, and I don't really get it why people are still supporting it. And I also lost a lot of money in it, and that is why I'm also not a very, very big supporter of Luna. And also, do you really think that a lot of venture capitals are still willing to step in towards Luna? Well, they already proved to be so wrong. So yeah, let me see. Rover, who's got the bigger fangirl, yourself or Jason, when you guys met? I mean, I don't know. I think we both got the same. We both got a lot of fangirls, yeah, for sure. But no, Jason Pizzino, I don't know exactly how to pronounce his surname, but Jason was definitely a very, very cool guy here. So if you talk to him, make sure that I absolutely love that guy. I think he's a very honest guy here. I think he's a very like-minded guy. I think we have the same way of thinking basically about the market. So that's why I think he's an absolutely animal, absolutely beast. And of course, he was flying 24 hours back to Australia. That's also crazy. So let me see. Do the old Luna holders get equivalents of their coins? No. If you were holding, let's say, 100 Luna, you're going to get 10% of that 100 Luna approximately. Oh no, even less. It's even less. So you're going to get not as much tokens as you were holding before. It's a calculation, and if you go to the Luna site, you can see how much it exactly is. It's like 10% of the total supply is going to go to the previous Luna holders, what is going to be even less than 1% of your previous tokens probably. So it really depends on how much tokens you were holding, and of course those tokens are going to get airdropped to your exchange, and that is why I should suggest to use Bybit. And of course, guys, you can find the link in the description over here. You can see it over here. Bybit, you can trade over there. But why I say I prefer to use Bybit, because if you were using Bybit, you were getting your tokens back here for Luna 2.0. But if you were, let's say, instead using another exchange, I think Binance was supporting it as well, but Swissberg was not supporting it. So that's, of course, a little bit of a bad thing here, what they were doing over there, because they were not supporting the airdrop. So, you have to be very picky, and that is why also, once again, it proves that Bybit is a reliable exchange, and that they, of course, work for the customers, and that they really put the effort in here. So that's, of course, very important to know here. It's basically, once again, showing the trust that Bybit got to the customers, and for me as well, it makes it more exciting, because I already love to use Bybit, and right now they just showed us the right point that we can clearly trust them. No, Jason got a lot of fangirls, man. He's a mad Aussie. Yeah, he's definitely mad. 24-hour fly. How was Monaco? Monaco was crazy. You can probably still hear my voice. I don't even have a voice. It's been one of the most craziest weeks in my life here, actually. It's been very cool. Crypto will never go away, whether it's regulated or wills indeed. I totally agree. Bitcoin is inevitably going to grow to 3 trillion market cap. I mean, guys, if we're going to be looking for the market cap of Bitcoin, like, let's just focus on Bitcoin and not on all these other altcoins. Bitcoin currently got a market capitalization of 600k. And let me quickly wait. I can see it on coin market cap as well, right? So here we go to the total market cap of other things, right? We got gold currently as a market cap of 11.8 trillion, and Bitcoin got only 602. Pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy if you would ask me. So if I'm going to divide these by each other, it means that Bitcoin still could be doing a 20x. And let me quickly calculate the price, right? So it means if Bitcoin is going to be having the same market cap as gold, it means that Bitcoin is going to trade on 622k. Guys, if Bitcoin is going to go to the same market cap as gold, it means Bitcoin is going to hit 622k. And you know what's funny? In the time that Bitcoin is going to reach those levels of gold, it means already that Bitcoin is probably going to be, that there's already more money in circulation in the world. What does it mean? That Bitcoin can even grow further, that it even can hit 1 million. So just compare Bitcoin to gold, how much potential we still have towards the upside. The risk reward is like so definitely worth it, and gold to go to 2k is just so much harder than Bitcoin to go towards 100k, right? So a 10% increasement for gold would mean it has to be, of course, like increase with another 1.8 trillion, whether for Bitcoin, 10% increasement is only 60 billion. So there's so much potential for Bitcoin to grow towards the upside still. And that is why we say Bitcoin, of course, also the scarcity factor, guys, the Satoshi model, the Bitcoin inflation chart. So let me quickly show you this, right? This is the inflation chart for Bitcoin. I think this side is pretty okay. So you can see clearly this chart, guys. The Satoshi model. There are less and less Bitcoins going to be going into supply. You can see the inflation rate. It drops down massively. The inflation of Bitcoin drops down massively over time, and that is why Bitcoin is going to be so much bigger than everyone thinks. And that is why I'm still trying to be pointing out, guys, I don't care if I buy for 32k, or I don't care if I buy for 30k or for 29k, guys. It is going to be not important in a matter of few years. So please, of course, there are a lot of these stupid altcoins out there as well. Yeah, you can definitely buy them, but make sure that the majority of your portfolio is in Bitcoin. At least no financial advice once again here, guys. Do your own research. But I just don't think that that a lot of your supply in your portfolio has to be in a lot of these other cryptocurrencies. Just mainly focus on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the real scarcity creator. Bitcoin is going to be creating this inevitable run up. And I know for sure that if you're holding Bitcoin for the coming 10 years, that you're at least going to make a 10x. In the coming 10 years, from this point, from the 300k, you're going to at least make a 10x on your wealth. And that is crazy if you just think about it, because if you're going to invest in classic stocks, making a 10x in 10 years time, I mean, everyone would sign for that. So, make sure to do your research. Make sure to do your research into the Satoshi model. And you know what's very interesting? I just talk about my friends about the halving events, etc. And they know what Bitcoin is. They bought Bitcoin, but they don't even know about this. Bitcoin versus inflation versus time. They don't even know about this. Why? Is because they're not doing research. And that is also why smart money is buying right now. And that is why dumb money is dumping right now. It is just so damn obvious what Bitcoin is going to do in the coming years. Bitcoin is going to succeed in the future, and that is why being a bear on the market is not necessarily the smartest decision. Bitcoin trends up with time, and I should definitely not bet against Bitcoin. I shouldn't bet against Bitcoin, because if you do so, you probably will get wrecked here. So yeah, let's see what we're going to have for that here. But Bitcoin, guys, the potential growth for Bitcoin on the asset list is still so massively big. The potential growth is so large. And of course, Bitcoin has been trading above silver at one point, and probably will be trading above silver again at some point here. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. 50% Bitcoin, 50% Solana. I think that's a very heavy choice. But yeah, my portfolio currently looks a little bit more heavy into Bitcoin, like 60% and 40% altcoins. And guys, soon I will be also release a site with potential portfolio trackers. And also, what is a very cool feature, and I will probably use it as well here, to use the DCA strategy, guys. Bybit is going to integrate copy trading for spot. So you can, like, I will be making a spot profile. So my basically my long-term investment portfolio, I'm going to deposit my long-term investment portfolio on Bybit, and you can copy trade me with spot. So I'm going to use, of course, a dollar cost average strategy in the market and out the market, and you can basically follow me without doing anything, and the fees are also very low, and that's also a thing that's coming up for Bybit. And I don't think, maybe it's already out here, but it's going to be very interesting to see this. It's going to be a copy trading on spot, and that is going to be very interesting, because yeah, we can do dollar cost averaging together, we can make up these strategies together to make even more profits in the future. So yeah, once again, guys, if you're interested in trading, make sure to check out Bybit in the link description. It's definitely like one of the most innovative platforms that is currently out there, and they're making a lot of jumps here across adoption, etc. So pretty cool to see what they're all doing. Let me check out Bitcoin. Is really not doing anything right now in the recent hours. Maybe in 10 years, maybe for sure. Yeah, that's the point. That's the point, Ray TV. VChain is good. I think VChain is also like one of those. There are not many altcoins that I should buy right now here, and of course I also really take in consideration, if I buy VChain right now, I can for sure lose a little bit more money. But like I mean, it's holding up pretty well in 3 cents actually. But yeah, it's like one of the more better coins to be looking at, in my opinion. It's definitely a coin with high potential for the future, and also market cap is low. There's like there's like 2 billion market cap. It's such a low market cap right now here. And it can easily do 5 to 10x's from here on within the coming 3 to 6 months, especially if we are going to see a positive Q3, Q4. And guys, we're about to enter Q3. It's going to be very exciting for the markets. It's going to be very exciting for the markets. Let me see. I got a notification. Let me see, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to drop them right now in the link description. Will be pretty cool if you can let us know. I'm very much underwater with alts. Bitcoin remain my only profitable investment. That's the point. Bitcoin is a sustainable long-term investment, and guys, also in these rallies towards the upside, we should always diverge back to Bitcoin with our profits. Even though we do know Bitcoin can still fall down 30%, I think it's still smarter, because altcoins can fall down 90%, right? So you're at least not taking a full risk with losing a lot of your value. We at least have one relief rally and then a deeper bottom to tank. I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, I don't necessarily agree we have to see another correction down here. What I do agree on is that, yeah, we have to be reevaluating. If Bitcoin comes up to 35K, I'm also going to close my trades. Like I told you, I'm going to aim for Bitcoin to go towards this target over here, and then I'm going to close this trade over here. That's going to make an approximately 20K profit, right? Why? Is because, yeah, I do think as well, there can be a very big possibility that Bitcoin is going to do something like this, right? It's going to come up here towards this very strong resistance zone, come down all the way to back to 28K, and then maybe consolidate for a very brief period of time and then move up again. I don't necessarily think it has to be forming another lower low in the market. Could be for sure, definitely do so. Could be forming a little bit of a minor lower low, create a bullish divergence, then move up. But at least I expect that Bitcoin is going to find some massive resistance on this level over here. And that's why I'm going to take very big profits on my trades, not on my holding positions, because my holding positions I'm going to dollar cost average more and more in. But for my trades, I'm going to be definitely close all my trades over here on the 35K. I mean, Bitcoin usually never hit those projected lows, indeed. And you know what is funny? It's like I pointed it out over here. It's like also, well, once like I see everyone, all the smart people, because people apparently call some people genius, smarts, once those people, the genius. That's what I had a story with some other guys as well last week. Always once they are projecting another 50% correction, it never happens. And I've been through the previous cycle as well, guys. I've been through the previous bear market. And on that bear market low, everyone screamed for another 50% correction down here. And right now we're having the same. And also do know, the RSI is so low on the weekly time frame. Guys, it's more down to risk. I mean, it's so hard to... I'm not going to say Bitcoin is going to hit 22K and then we're going to go up. I'm not going to scream it. I'm not going to say to you guys out there, Bitcoin... it has to hit this 200 weekly moving average, and then the bottom is in, then we can move up. No. That's not what I'm going to say here. And also, guys, do remember that wills never will let you buy cheap. They will never let you buy cheap. They will never give you the best price. But more importantly, it is going to be so stupid to make it for everyone to buy cheap Bitcoin. It's not likely to happen. Besides that, it's also this risk map, right? We're looking at the RSI on the weekly time frame trading so low, and the risk is also very low in the market, and that's where I more like to look at. And also the tweets that the real plan C basically pointed out towards, it's all about risk right now in the market. It's about risk profiles. If we're really going to look at the risk profiles, we can see clearly the risk on Bitcoin is very low right now. We're sitting in this low risk zone here. And that is why I like to be accumulating. I like to accumulate in stages where Bitcoin is at low risk, and where I do for sure know. I am very aware about the fact that if I buy Bitcoin today, it can potentially drop even further. For sure, true. But do I really care? No, I don't really care, actually. So yeah, I am buying all the way Bitcoin down to how low it goes here. But more importantly, for me to be buying Bitcoin on 30K. And even I bought a lot of Bitcoin below 30K. And people screamed, why are you buying Bitcoin right now? It's going to fall down to 22K. And like, I don't care what other people of my opinion think here. But I'm always dollar cost averaging. And especially on these regions we're right now in, right? Where dollar cost average stages, we should definitely benefit from the lower side in the market. How likely is this bull flag? I mean, I will be just... patiently wait to see how the development is here. But guys, more importantly, look at this. RSI is really losing a lot of momentum right now. So do I like this scenario? No, I don't like this scenario actually on the 1 hour time frame. However, I am in a trade, but this trade is not anything based on the imminent short term, right? I'm not open to trade on the imminent short term. I'm open to trade due to this movement towards the upside I've been expecting, and due to this monthly level of support that's somewhere around here. So if I open the monthly time frame, I opened this trade because purely based off this monthly level over here. I didn't open a trade due to seeing a bull flag over here. No, I opened a trade since I am seeing a good opportunity here on the lower side, right? And that's why I also warned you guys about. So that trade is going to be doing pretty well. I'm looking forward towards how it's going to be playing out, right? So looking pretty good. And hopefully, we could just take this trade a little bit higher. And guys, I'm also going to be opening more copy trading stuff as well here, because that's also a feature that we do have on all these exchanges, and that's definitely very nice here. Especially with these swing trades, it's just very low risk for potential very high rewards. DCA every week till the halving. I think even after the halving, I still will be DCAing. But it really depends, indeed, Monday Green. If we're going to be seeing another strength run up, so a massive rally towards the upside, Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, I think it's like smart to like at every 10% increasement to take at least 1 or 2% in of my holdings till a certain amount, right? So last time around in my strategy, I took 1% profit every 10% Bitcoin rose. That was a little bit too less here. I would have, next time I will be going a little bit more aggressive. with a different strategy, maybe 1% every 5% Bitcoin grows. But yeah, there has to be a strategy as well to dollar cost average out of the market, not dollar cost average in the market, right? So that's going to be important for the next rally as well towards the upside. Because yeah, with that capital, we could use it once again to deploy it once the market is going down. And of course, the strategies that we will be using to call to dollar cost average out of the market is maybe these greed stages in the market we will be looking at. We will be looking, of course, at the whales. What are the whales doing? Are they dumping? Should we be following the whales? What are we going to do? Are we going to look at the supply loss active? Is there a lot of new supply coming in the market? And is that really showing and indicating a market top? Those are the things that we're really going to look for on the next big run up, right? We're going to look at this new supply entering the market to really make up a good thought here. And also, right now, I'm just still going to look at this massive consolidation phase that we're looking at, right? We're waiting for a massive breakout on the monthly time frame, and that is going to really cause the massive direction on the market for the coming times. Hey Rover, is there a possibility that Luna Classic will go towards 1 cent in 2 years? No. It's not going to happen, because in order for Luna Classic to reach $1, it has to be reaching a market capitalization of approximately 84 billion. Do I think it's going to reach it? No. That's like 1/6 of Bitcoin's market cap. It's not going to happen without any use case. So, no, I don't really think it's going to be happening. So, also, do I think it's a good hold? Guys, I've been also warned you guys about it. And once again, I got a lot of shit over me for saying that I think this is a terrible hold. Everyone told me it was a good buy over here. Everyone told me it's a good buy over here. But in the end of the day, it has only come down. It's only come down and down and down. And it's falling more and more and more. So, yeah, it's pretty shit. It's pretty shit, and all the capital is flowing in towards the new Terror right now. And this Terror is also shit. So, long term, I think this is a very bad hold. Imminent short term, I think you can make some very good money from it. Yeah, and that's why I'm also... I opened also a little bit of a trade here. I bought it on $5, distributed on $20, then bought it again on $5.50, and sold it once again on $8. So, I've been making some very good flips on this one, and I still think there's a very good amount of money to make with Luna 2.0, because why? There's high volatility, and with high volatility, there's also a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money, right? So I still think there's a good possibility to see this coin going to $60 or something. It maybe sounds very, very high, $60, but considering the market cap, it's definitely possible. So, yeah. So let's see. But anyways, guys, this was already it for today's update video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this update video, make sure to smash up the like button. And yeah, if we're going